very much. Can you all hear me okay at the back? You're all quite comfortable back there, are you? Good, right, okay. As I said earlier on at the convention, although I've read a few of these sort of things before to you, and they've always been sort of humorous and funny and taking the mick out of something, this is quite serious now, and we've had a lot of laughing and joking and frivolity at the convention, paying for that sort of thing, but I'd just like you to treat this with the respect it deserves, okay? Now this is a new work in progress, and it's called Shylock Dwellings and the Mysterious Mystery of the Hairy Panther. That night, that particular night, the night in question, the night of which I speak, yes, that night, I knew instinctively, with the brilliant intuitiveness of those whose reasoning faculties have been honed to an almost surgical cutting edge, I knew that that night was going to be a real beast. It wasn't just the unexpected avalanche, quite rare in London, or the fact that the ceiling had collapsed twice, or even the first floor level floods and the attendant seeping sewage. No, it was the stiffening of my nape hairs, the tingling of the spine, the frisson of fear. And it was very dark. My lifelong companion and trusty sidekick, Dr. Watsoff, sat beside the fireplace, wrestling with the Times crossword. "Oh, all right, I submit," he cried, as the newspaper twisted his arm viciously and pinned him to the cushion. "Control yourself, Watson," I told him. "It's bad enough with the wind howling like a swarm of banshees, the clouds piling up in thunderheads and the sleet raking the window panes with talons of icy steel." "Oh, hold on, old chap, don't go so fast, Dwellings. I can't get it all down on paper," he cried, wrestling with his notepad. He winced as he twisted his neck and pinned him viciously to the settee. What's off, you devoted fool. Still writing my memoirs, eh? Yes, old chap. Trying to pin down a good title for that last escapade of ours. You're referring, of course, to the fearful affair of the scurrilous Scarlet Claw's vengeance. Oh, yes, that's the fellow. I drew on the vastness of my intellect to provide him with an inspired answer. Well, why not call it the fearful affair of the scurrilous Scarlet Claw's vengeance? Brilliant! Never thought of that. I smiled my sympathetic smile and put his somberness down to his Russian blood, which had a habit of manifesting itself in the form of a large bottle of vodka protruding from his coat pocket. He put down his notepad and turned his attention to the newspaper. I stifled a yawn of boredom. "So little is happening at the moment," I grumbled, ignoring the overhead detonation of thunder and the twin forks of lightning that scythed the row of neighbouring chimneys off the roof. "What's on?" He appeared to be irritable. You mean what's on?" "Yeah, well, I know what your name is. I mean, what's on in town?" "Oh, I see, yes, let's have a look. Cinema, well, there's lots of horror. David Cronenberg's tribute to Shakespeare is on. Killer zombies fried my mother and made me eat her. Seen it? Well, there's the new George Romero zombie flick, The Living Dead Take Over the Entire Universe. Seen it? Oh, well, here's something a bit more original. Saw 27. Seen it? What about Hostel 12? Seen it? Oh, well, that just leaves the new family blockbuster sensation, Harvey Porter and the Fat Officer's Scone. Harvey Porter? Oh, damn it, Wassoff, I'm sick to death of hearing that name. Everywhere you go, it's Harvey Porter books, Harvey Porter films, Harvey Porter scrapbooks, domino sets, playing cards, matching earrings, Harvey Porter handbags. Ooh, Harvey Porter handbags? I haven't got one of those. I swear, Watsoff, if I hear that accursed name Harvey Porter once more, I'll... But my vituperative outpouring was cut short by a tremendous banging on the door. I strode to it and flung it wide. Watsoff ducked as it hurled through the open window and clattered off down the street. Unmoved, I glared eye to eye at the apparition that darkened the open doorway, hand ready to knock again. "And you are?" I snapped. "My name is Henry Putter. You may have heard of me." Watsoff gasped. "Oh, good Lord, not the Henry Putter, star of such films as Fat Officer's Scone and The Chamberlain's Sea Chest." No, you must be thinking of Harley Punter." You're trying my patience," I growled impatiently, to illustrate precisely how much he was trying my patience. "Well, I'll try anything once," he smiled, removing his top hat, which he tossed casually but not elegantly onto the hat stand. He unfurled his scarf and looped it easily over the arm of the chair, and he undid the buttons of his greatcoat and hung it over the back of the self-same chair. "Oh-ho," said Watsoff, "it's a strippogram." "Not at all," said the tall, dark stranger. "I'm here on an urgent mission. I've come to discuss a certain matter with the greatest private detective the world has ever known." Watsoff shook his head. "Oh, well, afraid you're slightly off track, old chap, with a little Belgian fellow who lives across the city." "That's enough, Watsoff. I'll deal with this. Do you mind if I warm myself by the fire?" "Not at all," I gestured for the stranger to go and stand by the fire. And he did so, stretching out his hands, which I noticed were quite blue with the cold. "Better?" I asked him. "Well, I don't seem to be able to get warm." "I believe I can deduce why that is. It's very probably because we haven't actually lit the fire yet." "What's up? Do the honours." "Oh, certainly," said my trusty old companion, immediately striking a match and attempting to get a blaze going. His brows knitted in a deep frown. "What's up?" I asked him. "You mean what's up?" "Yes, I know what your name is. I mean, why do you look so uneasy?" "Well, I asked him to get the fire going." "Well, that may well have something to do with the fact that you're trying to ignite the mantelpiece. Now go and get some kindling, as in paper, firewood, coal." "Brilliant idea, Holmes. Gunnings, sorry. never occurred to me." He scuffled out. "Now," I said to my visitor, "sit down and explain yourself. Unless my memory serves me falsely, you mentioned a pungent missionary. Your memory is serving me falsely. I'm on an urgent mission." "Don't split hairs with me, Mr. Pedler." "Putter, Henry Putter. You're thinking of Hilary Pedler." "I never think of Hilary Pedler. Hilary Pedler means nothing to me. Well, we may have been in public school together, but those rumours about swimming au naturel together in the Thames at midnight were all lies." "Oh, I never heard about that," he said. "Oh, I'm glad to know it," I replied, much relieved. "Did you hear the rumours about Hilary Pedler and I dancing totally unclad on top of the Albert Hall?" "Can't say I did." "Excellent. No need to bother you in all that. But do go on. Unless my memory deceives me, you were about to divulge the secrets of the resurgent dissidents." "Your memory is indeed deceiving you. I'm on an urgent mission." "Ah, the very same, yes. I'm searching for a man, a very particular man, a man of specific nature, a man unlike any other. One could almost say a unique man, a very singular man, a man—" "Oh, yes, I get the idea. Has this man a name? This one in a million person of a male persuasion?" "Indeed he does, yes, correct. That is so. You are not wrong. I'm delighted that we're able to come to an understanding. So it is what?" No, it's not. "Not what?" "Quite, not what." "Then what?" His name is Hiram Popper." I gripped his arm in a sudden spasm of understanding. "Oh, ye gods, but I'm certain I've heard that name before. It has a ring to it. It was the same when I caught that dastardly French fiend, Quasimodo. He rang a bell too." Anything? "Perhaps," said my visitor, leaning towards me with a knowing look, "perhaps you've heard of Hiram Popper under his alias, his nom de plume, his cover, the name by which he is known by the criminal underworld of this debased city." "Oh my God, you can't mean Moriarty." No, have another guess." "Good grief, a gangland master. You must mean Al Capone." No, you're getting cold." Yes, it's Watsoff in the damn fire. Where is it?" "Give up?" "No, never. You're thinking of the Oriental demon, Fu Manchu, or is it Chu Manfu? I get mixed up." "Memory playing tricks again?" No. "Victor Frankenstein?" No, but he is a distant relative. Very distant. He's at the North Pole." "I give up. Who is Hiram Popper?" "He's none other than the Hairy Panther." Now, at the mention of this frightful name, there came a horrific animal-like shriek, not unlike the screech of a giant hunting cat, splitting the night air like the wild cry from the heart of a sad American jungle. It was Watsoff, carrying a pile of logs. "What's wrong?" "You mean what's up?" "Yes, I know what your name is. I meant, why did you scream like a tormented panther?" "Oh, sorry. I dropped some logs on my foot." "What? I thought for a moment," said our visitor, "that it was the name of the hairy panther that had frightened you." Well, it did," said Watson. "That's why I dropped the logs." "The hairy panther," I said. Again Watson screamed. "Will you stop doing that? Concentrate on igniting a modicum of fossil fuel and elevating the air temperature to a level more conducive to deductive reasoning." Watson stared at me with the bland, faraway look of a 3-year-old alien encountering intelligence for the first time. "Light the fire!" I bawled. He set to at once, while I reopened discourse with our visitor. So, why precisely are you hunting the hairy panther, alias Heinrich Panzer? I'm afraid that he's betrayed his companions at Warthog's Academy, including Professor Dummy Dwarf, and he's taken sides with the most fiendish of devils known to man. Oh my God, you don't mean Moriarty? No, I mean the renegade sorcerer, Moldywort. Impossible, interrupted Watsoff. Moldywort is dead, blasted into non-existence by the Brotherhood of Warthogs. I'm afraid, said Putter, that Hiram Popper has wrought the secret workings of the seventh seal, and sorcerers have summoned the sleeping Ceres of the 66th segment and cemented the sigils with saliva from the servant of... Oh, enough, I cried, tallying myself down at this. I get the point. So you see, said Putter, Moldywort has reformed. Oh, said Watsoff, you mean he's a good egg now? Au contraire, he's even more villainous than before. This time he plans even more villainy, and being an even bigger villain. Really villainous. And you say he's enlisted the help of that verminous turncoat Hiram Popper, alias the Hairless Panda. Can you imagine what that will mean? Oh, yes, it'd be very cold, said Watson. Panda with no hair. Moldywort and Hiram Popper, said our visitor. Can you imagine? Just a minute, I said, exercising my unique powers of deductive reasoning that some say have made me the most brilliant private detective in the history of the known universe, but not the most modest. Just a moment, I think I can imagine it. Would you excuse me while I go and change my underpants? Later, several strong cups of tea later, some of which we had admittedly laced with liberal tots of Watsoff's vodka, we waited while our housekeeper, Mrs. Hudsoff, cleared away the crockery. Once the noise of her bulldozer had subsided, we addressed the issues again. What next, said Butter. You mean, what's off? I know what your name is, I mean, what do we do now? We need a plan. You're right, of course, I agreed. What this needs is a cool head, clear thought, calm contemplation, and a concise methodology, constructed with all the critical calculation of something beginning with C. Cauliflower, cantaloupe, cabbage. There's a pity that we're all a bit sozzled, said Potter. He fished a coin out of his pocket. So let's try this. Tails, we go out in search of the hardy perennial. And heads, I asked. Well, heads, we open another of Watsoff's vodka bottles and get really plastered. Excellent idea, I think. But put your coin away. Watsoff, where's that double-headed coin you filled? Some considerable time later, the immense pounding in my head was superseded only by the immenser pounding on the door. Incidentally, Mrs. Hudsoff, a muscular lady of Russian extraction, had retrieved it from the street and rehung it. And of course it was she who had replastered the ceiling and put back the neighbour's chimney stacks. I again strode to the door and again flung it wide. Once again Watsoff ducked as it hurled past, smashed the other window and fluttered off down the street, with Mrs. Hudsoff in hot pursuit. A thin figure stood in the doorway, hands gripping a small hat, eyes darting about like mice in a heated drum. Inspector Slick, I cried, welcoming him in, for it was indeed Scotland Yard's finest police officer, which gives you an indication of what the rest of the mob were like. Fortunately, he was alone. He entered with a nervous jerk. We told the jerk to get lost. What's happening? Said Slick. You mean what's up? Said Watsoff. Well, I know what your name is, said Slick. I mean, what's going on? Or as the bros say, what's going down? Bros, I repeated. Explain, please. Well, you've got to get streetwise, said Slick. Got to be it. Got to speak the jargon, innit? I'm sorry, I said to Potter, but Inspector Slick has evidently been mugged on his way here. He seems to have lost his ability to communicate. Why are you here? Watsoff asked him. Well, I was going to ask you the same question. Why are we here? I helped him. Well, Watsoff and I live here, and Putter is here, unless I'm very much mistaken. He's looking for an urgent missile. Urgent! Urgent! Snapped Putter. An urgent missile, said Slick. That's all very well, but I myself am on an urgent mission. Gods, I gasped, you're after the hairy painter too? Yeah, and I'm damn close to nailing the swine, nodded Slick. But more importantly, I'm close to nailing the hairy panther too. Ah, said Putter, then you know about his vile plan to become master of the universe. Oh, I do indeed, avowed Slick. Do you know how he and his cronies intend to effectuate their incorrigible strategy and engineer this heinous deceit? I asked. He shook his head. No, but I know how he's going to do it. Do tell. He's found that diarist of tomes, the one written by that mad Arab. Oh, what's off, gasped. You don't mean the... No, I don't mean the... I mean the Necromomo, the Necromohican. Oh no, what was it? The Necromoomin, Momo... Oh, I know, said what's off. You mean the Necromoony, Necromoney, Putter cut in. I think what you're trying to say is the dreaded the Necrocomic-Con. I smiled my patient smile. Relax, gentlemen. I think we all know what we're trying to say. The book is unspeakable. not to mention unpronounceable, said Potter. Yes, I agree, but we all know the book well enough to... What, said Potter? You don't mean to say you've read it? Well, no, not all of it. A few bits. Well, which bits, he persisted? Not the forbidden bits. Those bits which human eyes are not to read. Not the utterly banned bits. Of course not. Do I look that mad? No, I merely read the unexpurgated bits. Oh, very wise, nodded Watson. What about the evil etchings? Potter demanded. Well, yes, I confess, I did glance at a couple. And the indecent and decidedly naughty line drawings. Well, one or two. Blasphemous! Cried Potter, outraged. Oh, bless you, said Watson, handing him the handkerchief. Point is, said Slick, Hiram Popper has got hold of the book and intends to use it to summon up the ultimate horrors of the pit and will unleash them against mankind. The man's a cad in dirty pivots, said Watson. Tracking down the airy panther's not been easy, said Slick. So I've come to enlist the help of the most brilliant deductive mind in the history of criminal detention. Oh, said Watson, afraid you're slightly off beam, old chap. The little Belgian chap who lives over... Shut up, Watson. I snapped. Tell me, Slick, have there been any clues? Oh, yeah, I found this, he said, pulling out a begrimed handkerchief and unwrapping the handkerchief to reveal what looked like a partially digested lump of animal pelt. I found it snared on some barbed wire at the boundary of Warthog's Academy. You realise what it is? I nodded. Yes, it's a gobbet of fur. Put it all together and what have we got? Watson put his hand up. Oh, I know. Hairy panther and the gobbet of fur. Slick nodded. Yeah, Hiram Popper is a lycanthrope. Well, you mean, said Watson, that he doesn't like people? Well, that's a misanthrope, said Potter. Slick shrugged. Well, he doesn't like people, he's a werewolf. Either that or worse, he may well be the beast of Bodmin. I gasped, expressing deep shock, amazement, and just a soupçon of terror. It fits, of course. A relative of the Hound of Dartmoor. Do you recall the case, Watson? That monstrous beast of the mires. Oh, indeed, yes. How could I ever forget, Dwellings? Its name will be ingrained in my memory forever. Once seen, never forgotten. The Hound of the Basketballs. Oh, no. The Hound of the Blasted Hills. No, hang on a minute, it's coming to me. The herd of basking... oh, blood, if I can remember. Slick turned to me. Well, it's very astute of you, Dwellings, to spot the connection. Quite. But how did you, Slick, connect the hairy panther with the beast of Bodmin? Well, following on from the gobbet of fur, I found this. He took from his other pocket another even more disgusting handkerchief and opened it to reveal a foul-smelling lump that made us all turn away in revulsion. For God's sake, Slick, I cried, it's a heap of cat crap. Yes, to the common eye, yes, he agreed. But to give it its technical name, it's ordure of the Felix. Again, you're right, I nodded as he hurriedly put the offending mess away. Whatever next? Ah, said Slick, pulling a small bag out of his inner pocket. He opened it up to reveal a plaster of Paris cast. We found some footprints near the last item and made this cast. Notice their shape, or rather the twisted, malformed nature of the footprints, suggesting... Yes, I agreed, a mutation, half man, half beast. These are prints of the half-breed. Watson looked flabbergasted. I've never seen his flabber so ghastly. Gobbet of fur, ordure of the Felix, prince of the half-breed. Where's this all going to end? There was a deathless silence. or something like it. Slick broke it. I think we can take it that it will be with the unleashing of the ultimate horrors from the pit, using that book whose name shall not be spoken by human tongue. Oh yes, what's grunted? Yes, the Necronondo nibble. Don't mention it, said Slick. Horrors from the pit, I mused. You mean Martians, said Putter. Well, I thought Quatermass had dealt with them. Oh, what I want to know, interrupted Watsoff in the ensuing further deathless silence, is if the hairy jaguar is opening the pit, what about the pendulum? I'll need to think about that, I replied. Time is against us, said Slick. The clock is ticking. I knew it, said Watsoff. The pendulum is swinging. Heads will roll. The cask of Amontillado is open. The burial has been premature, and the raven... No, Watsoff, I corrected him. This is more in the realms of Lovecraft than Poe. Hence the blasphemous grimoire, the sacrilegious sarcophagus, and the inevitable bubbling and frothing of the obscene deity writhing at the heart of chaos. Pardon me, said Slick, but how did you manage to deduce that these things had a bearing on the case? Well, they usually do. So what were we to do, he said. Oh, I know, said Watsoff. We get some holy water, some crucifixes and some garlic and a steak. You're thinking of vampires, I told him. Oh, brilliant idea, Dwellings, brilliant. We'll get some vampires to help us. I don't think so, I snorted. Vampires are a figment of the imagination. Oh, like werewolves, he said. I think I can explain, said Putter, which was more than anyone else could. You see, Warthog's Academy and the whole world in which it stands, Hiram Popper's world, is in another dimension. It's an alternative world. Oh, you like a parallel world, said Watsoff. Not quite, I corrected him. A parallel world is not the same as an alternative world. So what's the difference, said Slick. Well, I began. In a parallel world, all the roads are parallel, and everyone walks along side by side, next to each other. Same with railway lines and canals, all very straight and rectilinear. Okay? And now, in an alternative world, they alternate. So you get railway lines, road, canals, but not necessarily parallel. They have bends, and people walk on their hands, and they do everything oppositely. So they use their feet for holding things, they breathe through their ears, they listen with their noses, and they talk through their... yes, what we want. So, said Slick, are you saying that Hiram Popper's world is an alternative world? Well, I'm not sure, said Putter. Dwellings has confused me. It's another dimension. Perhaps I meant an alternating world. Ah, yes, I nodded. That's one that slips in and out of our world, sort of overlaps and eclipses, transposition. That's what the hairy panther does. Oh, that explains everything, beamed Slick. It does, I said, slightly surprised at his grasp of steady-state metaphysics and transcendental calculus. Yes, yeah, every time we try to track down the hairy panther, the trail ends in thin air, dead end, blank wall. Watsoff gasped. Good grief! Just like the case of Jack the Ripper. Every time anyone tries to track him down, the trail ends in dead air, blank end, thin wall. Slick looked horrified. Are you trying to tell me that the hairy panther is the Whitechapel murderer? Watsoff frowned in confusion. Whitechapel murderer? Sounds grim. Who's he? So, I said to Slick, the Ripper is real. Oh, yeah, he could have teamed up with the hairy panther and sneaked over the Warthogs to let the trail go cold. Oh, I see, said Watsoff. Oh, leaving you to concentrate on the Whitechapel fellow. And so it was in days of old when Norsemen sat around their campfires telling stories of ice dragons, but Nog bad the bad and Nog in the... And so, later that night, I found myself in the company of Watsoff, Inspector Slick and Henry Putter, standing on a certain platform at King's Cross Station, the number of which shall be nameless, or should that be numberless? Our little group stood before a blank brick wall, which Putter assured me was the gate to the world of Warthogs. Tally-ho, said Watsoff, and to my utter amazement, he walked at full tilt towards the wall. And to his utter amazement, he smacked straight into it and crashed to the ground in a pile of writhing limbs. Yeah, what a damn silly place to leave a pile of writhing limbs. But I was intrigued by the wall. I reached out for it and slowly traced my fingers along certain joints and cracks in its pitted surface. Well, where did you get that tracing paper, honestly? There is a way through the wall, I announced, but it will require all my concentration and psychic stamina to reveal it. Gently I pressed down on an old brass lever, and a section of the wall moved inward. "Oh, brilliant, James," said Watson. How did you do that?" "Well, you see this rectangular section? It's called a door." "Shall we effect ingress?" "Oh, no time for that," said Slick. "Let's go in." We wasted no time, and sure enough, and once beyond the door, we found ourselves no longer on a station platform, but on a grassy knoll, overlooking a shadowy lake, beyond which the turrets and towers of an enchanted-looking, but at the same time slightly moth-eaten version of a Disneyland castle rose up into the night sky. "Warthogs!" cried Slick. "Oh, mind out!" shouted Watson. "They can give you a nasty bruise with their tusks." Slick pointed at the towering pile. "Don't step in that." And he pointed to the AFOS. "There, Warthog's Academy." As we looked, a shadowy, flitting thing flitted across the face of the moon like a shadow. "What was that?" cried Watson. "Elemental, my dear Watson." Oh, "Friend or foe?" he asked. "Detrimental, my dear Watson." "Oh, in that building," he muttered. "It's vast." "Monumental, my dear." "Yeah, I think I saw it on a TV programme." "Documentary, my dear." "Can we get on and cross the lake?" said Slick. "Only I think I can see sand flats." "Sedimentary, my dear." Before we got any further, a huge shape came out of the darkness and stood before us, bearded and with a mop of hair that resembled an explosion in a mattress factory. "Evening, sirs," said the animated mound of hair, from the midst of which two eyes gleamed, accompanied by a toothy mouth. "What be you doing out here on the shores of the old lake?" "Who wants to know?" I challenged the hirsute one. "Oh, me, I do," said Watson. The human hairball scratched what I assumed to be its head, and a number of small creatures fell out and scuttled off into the night. Well, actually, one of them was a badger. Yeah. Well, I do for a start, and I dare say Professor Dummy Dwarf will want to know too, and Professor Scrape, and then there's... "Enough," I cried. "Tell us your name, and we'll tell you our business." "Oh, that seems like a fair swap. My name is Haggard." "Good God," cried Watson. "Not Sir Henry Rider, Haggard. Oh, man, I read all your books. Brilliant. King Ptolemy's Mines." "Oh, hold on," said Slick. "I'm a fan too, but it wasn't Ptolemy's Mines, it was Sodom and Gomorrah's Mines, wasn't it?" "Oh, yes, said Watson. "Yes, it's one of the Alan Quatermass books." "Quatermass," said Slick, staring at Haggard. "Then you must know all about the pit. You know Alan Quatermass and the pit?" "The pit," said Haggard. "Well, I haven't written any books about no pit. But I knows it. It's where Moldywart's been trying to stir up trouble." "You shouldn't have said that," said an invisible voice in the shadows. I know. Give me a chance," growled Haggard, turning to us. "But I shouldn't have said that." We stood in silence for a moment. Haggard looked sheepish. Well, actually, he looked more like a bear. Or to be more precise, a woolly mammoth. And you are? Friends of Hiram Popper. "Oh, why didn't you say so?" "Who's Hiram Popper?" "Never mind," I cut in. "Can you get us into Warthogs? We must see Professor Dummy Dwarf as a matter of extreme urgency. It's vital to the security of both our dimensions that we report to him and his scions the nature of the impropriety about to be imminently implemented by certain heinous reprobates." "Well, I didn't understand a word of that," said Haggard. "Which don't sound exciting. Follow me then." He led us by secret and devious paths, tunnels, caves, disused sewers, an old mine shaft, up into the bowels of Warthogs. Having survived the assault on our olfactory systems, we emerged in a wide courtyard. But our way was barred by yet another shambling hulk of a creature. I think I can say categorically, yes, I can say categorically. It was the most hideous, misshapen wretch I had ever clapped eyes on. "Take your eyes off me," it growled. Haggard whispered, "One of Moldywart's experiments. Dead bodies crossed with bat droppings." The creature lumbered forward, zombie-like, and showed us its feral teeth. "Oh, very nice," said Watson, handing them to Slick, who nodded and handed them back to the creature. Haggard pointed to it. This here is Frankula, hybrid mix of zombie and vampire." The creature emitted a stream of invective, and we towed ourselves down again. "I'm not Frankula. He's my twin brother. I am Drakenstein. You've got us mixed up. People often get us mixed up. Even our creator did. Well, that's the problem. Now we're really mixed up. Part zombie and, like Haggard said, part vampire." Watson harumphed No such thing as a vampire. Oh, said Haggard. There's much worse things than vampires in this world. Oh yeah, said Drakenstein, evidently annoyed. Like what? Well, then they're flesh-sucking, head-chomping, rip-you limb-from-limb flying things with chainsaw claws and a big, long, pointy lance, nose that drills into your brain. Drakenstein frowned. You mean the butterflies? You're not serious, Haggard. The bloody butterflies? You're not comparing the local butterflies to the worst nightmares that render the night skies terrifying. Well, they're big butterflies. Yes, okay, they're 25 stone, but so what? Or they can drain a fully grown dragon of blood in 10 minutes. Okay, that's true, but what else? Well, they hunt in packs of 20 to 30. Your point is, 1,000? Look, Haggard, said Drakenstein, losing his grip, as a result of which his hair tumbled down his shoulders. Have you ever been bitten by one of these wretched butterflies? Haggard nodded. You see this arm? No, actually, said Drakenstein, I don't. Well, that's because it's gone. Gone? It's torn off by one of them butterflies. And this leg. I see, I interrupted. I couldn't help but notice your limp. I am limp, yes, said Haggard. I've been up since 4 this morning. Whatever, snarled Drakenstein. I'm the Guardian, and no amount of bargaining, or pleading, or haggling, haranguing, juggling and jiggling will get you lot past me. Well, Haggard did some bargaining and pleading and haggling and haranguing and juggling and jiggling and finally some hugging and backslapping and hooraying and hurrahing and, well, to cut a long story short and to avoid beating about the bush and going all around houses, prevaricating and dragging everything out and making a shaggy dog story of it. Suffice it to say, in a nutshell, he got us into the corridors and walked on. Shortly thereafter, we found ourselves in the presence of the venerable, celebrated, much lauded Professor Dummydore. He spoke to us through a white beard the size of a small forest. Gentlemen, he wheezed, to what do we owe this pleasure? It is a dark day, I fear, I replied. Dummydore peed out the window. Sorry. He peered out of the window. It was a stained glass window. No. Yes, a dark day indeed, I repeated. Oh, well, that's because it's the middle of the night. He wheezed. Oh, sorry, he wheezed. You're splitting hairs, I retorted. I know, he said, lifting a section of beard and eyeing it glumly. I tried all the various conditioners and shampoos. Was it worth it? Said What's-Up. What's that? My name's What's-Up. Well, I don't care what your name is. Why are you all here? Sorcerous storm clouds are gathering, I began. He again gazed out the window. Well, it looks quite a nice night to me. I can see the stars, moon's in full view. You're nitpicking, I retorted again. Well, I know, he said, lifting another section of beard and eyeing it even more glumly. I've tried every insect spray and biological soap. Never mind that. There are more important matters than your piddling problems. Oh, I know, but my bladder's very weak. And in the night time too. Look, could we concentrate on the bigger picture? Oh, you mean my rotting teeth and failing eyesight and loss of hearing? I don't understand what's happening to me. Well, I think I can venture an explanation of these phenomena. It's more than a little to do with the fact that you are 986 years old. Of course, brilliant deduction. They said your intellect was second to none. Well, apart from the little Belgian chappie. Never mind that, I shouted. Can we please concentrate on the more important matters? Oh, my gout and my hardening arteries and regular outbreaks of flatulence. We all moved 20 feet further down. Slick interrupted. Sir, we're concerned about the coming of the Dark Lord. What's up? Said Pale. Good grief! No one anything said anything about Sauron coming. Dummydore frowned in total confusion. Sauron? I think, what's up, I cut in, you're getting your alternative dimensions confused. A case of muddled earth. But Sauron is not coming. Oh, you mean he isn't raising an army of orcs to sweep across the world and destroy mankind? No, he isn't. Hurrah! Cried What's-Up, we're all saved. No, we aren't. The Dark Lord is coming. Oh, I see, said What's-Up, beginning to understand. And is he bringing his dark materials, he added, not understanding in the least. Slick interrupted. No, Mouldywart's coming. Dummydore shook his head. Oh, that's impossible. Mouldywarт is dead, vanished. His shade sent down into the depths. His bones ground up and turned to dust. No, actually, said Haggard. I saw him the other day. He was talking to Iron Popper. Iron Popper? What were they saying? Well, I'm not absolutely sure, said Haggard, but it sounded a bit like, how shall we divide up the universe once we've eradicated mankind and taken complete control of all life forms? Iron Popper said something like, all orchestrated. What's off guard? All the orcs castrated? God, that's amazingly cunning. Never would have thought of that. Slick looked puzzled. Excuse me, what would be the benefit of castrating the orcs? Stop them breeding, said Watson. They die out. End of invasion plans. Slick looked even more puzzled. But how would that benefit Mouldywards? Don't you see, cried Watson, it's Hiram Popper's clever way of thwarting him. He's only pretending to be working with him like a double agent. Slick looked even more puzzled than ever. So you think Iron Popper brought Mouldywarp back to life so that he could betray him and then defeat him? Why would he do that? Well, probably bored. I interrupted. Excuse me, but I think I perceive a tiny flaw in your otherwise immaculate insight into all these dark deeds. Oh, you do? Yes, I do. It is a minute but pertinent detail. Really? An itty-bitty inconsistency. What would that be, Drake? There are no bloody orcs in this world. This is not Middle-earth. And Sauron has not unleashed the Nazgul, the Uruk-hai, or herds of Oliphants. Oh, I see, said Watson. So you think it must be Saruman? No. It's not Saruman or Treebeard or Shelog, the Witch King of Angmar, the High Elves, the Low Elves, the Belrog, the Bloody Dwarves, Tom Bombadil, or anyone else from Middle-earth. Nothing whatsoever to do with Tolkien. This is the world of warthogs. Have you got that? I must say, cut in Dummydwarf, I'm most highly relieved to hear it. Good, I said. Excellent. First class. I mean, I would have been deeply disturbed if warthogs was to come under the attack from the inhabitants of Mordor, or indeed Mirkwood, or from anything lurking under the mines of Moria. All far Harrod's way, said Watson. Well, it's not! Can't we just forget about Middle-earth? Well, that's the tall order dwellings. I mean, it's rather difficult to forget about Middle-earth. Why, for God's sake? Well, imminent invasion and all that. Slick cleared his throat noisily. Speaking for myself, as a detective in the pay of Scotland Yard, I try to keep my options open. What I say is, when you've eliminated the impossible, you're left with, the answer. Excuse me, I cut in annoyingly. I say that, like when I say elementary, my dear Watsoff, and the game's afoot. Watsoff nodded. Yes, and shaken not stirred. Is that one of mine? Oh, and the three-pipe solution. Isn't that so, Watsoff? It is indeed, Dwellings, yes. And not forgetting, I'll get you yet, Moriarty, you rotten scumbag. And then there's, yes, I growled, yes. Can we get back to the matter in hand? Watsoff held out a hand. Well, I think it's either earwax or a big bogey that's gone on. Wait, cried Dummydwarf. I've had a brainstorm. Why don't we concentrate on thwarting Mouldywarp's latest attempt to take over the world? Not to mention the hairy panther, said Slick. The hairy panther? Said Dummydwarf. I said not to mention him. No, he has a point, I put in. Yeah, said Slick. Well, don't point it at me. And why are you sharpening that stick, Watsoff? Well, I'm just trying to make a point. Slick turned to me. Dwellings, do you have a plan? I do indeed. I think one of my incredibly clever disguises called for. Something in keeping with this dark and doom-laden world. Oh, how about a tramp, said Watsoff. Oh, count me out, said Haggard. My feet are killing me. I'm not tramping anywhere. Don't fear, said Watsoff. Dummydwarf jumped as if someone had plunged a hot syringe into his tender parts. Who are you calling a dope fiend? Methinks, quoted Slick. He protested too much. Aha, Macbeth, I said. Oh, no, Dwelling, said Watson. I don't think your Macbeth disguise would work here. Your Hamlet could work. Or better still, your Othello. He was a Dark Lord. I think it should be something more subtle. What's the last thing Mouldywarp would expect? Good question, said Slick. Everyone scratched his head. Why are you all scratching my head? Oh, what about Darth Vader, said Watson. He was also known as the Dark Lord. Great heavens, cried Dummydwarf. You're not saying that Darth Vader's going to invade? With all those Empire stormtroopers and Death Stars? Don't start on that, I snapped. Darth Vader is no more going to invade than Sauron or Othello or Napoleon Bonaparte. And anyway, I don't want to impersonate anyone. I want to go incognito. Watsoff started giggling. I think, Wellings, you meant to say Magneto. Yeah, he's a Dark Lord too, isn't he? I don't think so, said Slick. Well, greyish. Well, with a few dark bits. I suppose you could say he's a bit of a dark horse. I protested. I'm not going anywhere dressed as a horse. And so the discussion went on deep into the night. So while we were busily engaged sorting out what would be the best disguise for me to wear, Dummy Dwarf opened one of the large stained glass windows to let in some air. Unfortunately, at the same time as letting in the air, he also admitted a cloud of shapeless, slightly dark, silent, flitting things that flew about and flapped their cloak-like wings and opened their black mouths and even more black eyes, and generally made a thorough nuisance of themselves. Vampires! Shouted Watsoff. Oh, it's worse than that, said Haggard. Big vampires! Yelled Watsoff. Even worse. Very big vampires! Shrieked Watsoff. These don't suck your blood, said Dummy Dwarf. Well, that's a relief, said Watsoff, relaxing. Well, they suck your life force, soul, spirit, and living essence, and all that vital stuff. Oh, funny time for the audit department to turn up, said Slick. This is Mouldywarp's handiwork, said Dummy Dwarf. They're demented. I agreed. Well, they do look a bit stupid. I hadn't noticed the way they kept bumping into each other and banging into the stone walls. Can't you get rid of them? Watsoff asked. Dummy Dwarf dug out a long wand, and from his voluminous sleeves, and he waved about, muttering incantations and spells, curses, and a number of very dubious football charms. However, they seemed to do the trick, for the demented uniformly gave vent to a withering shriek and exploded. We were enveloped in a thick cloud of noxious gas, not to mention scores of wriggling shreds of cloak, wing, hood, and other assorted elements of demented attire. We were all complimenting Dummy Dwarf on his prompt and spectacular action when his face creased in a frown. It made his face incredibly creased, in fact, as it had been very creased before he frowned. He indicated a shadowy form that stepped out of the shadows. Its face leered at us from bloodshot eyes, a maniacal stare, features contorted into a malevolent, baleful gaze that suggested pain, torment, and misery. Well, not been a good day then, said Slick. Mouldywarp! Cried Dummy Dwarf. But you're dead, said Slick. No, I'm not, said Mouldywarp. Watsoff groaned. Well, you are a bit pale, bags under the eyes, gaunt. As a doctor, I can see that you're definitely under the weather. Well, it's true that I haven't been sleeping very well. Too many late nights, Watsoff went on. Mouldywarp shuddered. Well, yes, it's the pressure of work. I mean, organising the forces of darkness is damn difficult, you know. Thought so, nodded Watsoff. Been overdoing it. And now look what's happened. All the demented, blown to pieces. Look at the mess. Not one of them left. Have you any idea how many bullocks I've had to sacrifice to fill a cauldron with blood in order to breathe life into these creatures? A whole herd of them. Yeah, that's a lot of bullocks, said Slick. Mouldywarp shook his head and sank down into a nearby chair, sighing wearily. I can't go on. I stood resolutely before him. I oppose you. My companions oppose you. All of Warthog's opposes you. Oh, you're all against me, he blubbed. Even with Hiram Popper on my side, even with his help, I'm lost. Henry Putter stepped forward, removing his cunning disguise, and revealing himself as none other than Hiram Popper himself. Actually, old chap, I didn't really defect. Mouldywarp sat up, a look of incomprehension on his face. Oh, yes you did, you big fibber. No, I was pretending. Oh, you mean to be a goodie? No, to defect to your side. I am a goodie. So you're not going to hang up Dummy Dwarf by the heels from the walls of Warthogs and slaughter all the students, including that measly brat and that insufferable girl, Hermaphrodite? Probably not. You're not going to burn down Warthogs to the ground and roast Haggard on a spit? I don't think so, no. Oh, then I'm betrayed, cried Mouldywarp, breaking down completely and turning into a gibbering heap. Look, I said, breaking into the hideously embarrassed silence that followed. Why don't we abandon this whole conquest of the world nonsense, for the time being, and we all go back to our own various dimensions, alternative or otherwise, and enjoy a nice pipe of opium. Oh, I mean, a cup of coffee. Dummy Dwarf agreed at once. He put an avuncular arm around Mouldywarp. Oh, come on, old fellow. Let bygones be bygones. Fancy a game of Trivial Pursuits? Mouldy Wart's eyes lit up. Oh, now you're talking. Can I be dungeon master? Hiram Popper came over and shook my hand. A satisfactory conclusion, I think, Dwellings, and I must thank you on behalf of us all here at Warthogs. I'll get the measly bloke to drive you back to Bakewell Street in his magic flying car. Later, having returned from the world of Warthogs and said our goodbyes, our farewells, and see you sometimes, Watsoff and I were again ensconced in our flat, warming ourselves by a blazing fire. Oh, quite an adventure, he said. Not sure how, but we seemed to muggle through. Not so, Watsoff. When Shylock Dwellings and his dependable companion Watsoff takes the field, we shall always triumph through our greater wits, our cunning, and most of all, our guile. Our guile. Our guile.